Well, hello everybody and happy Saturday. It's Saturday, February 18th, 2023, and it is time for Date Night with Lisa. This is Lisa Freeman from stampingwithlisa.com, and I am so excited to see all of you guys on here tonight. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I got this ad that popped up, so hold on, let me get through this ad. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm almost straight. There we go. Now you can see the whole cards. They look better now. When I took the picture, I kind of had to cut off part of it because I couldn't get it all in the picture. But so we're gonna make one that's similar to this one tonight, but I'm gonna show you the technique for doing the whole, like all of these, because it's all the same. You just use different colors. Well, actually not even different colors. You kind of just use different amounts of different colors, because I just used the same 4 colors on all of these, but some came out lighter than others because this one I used more red, this one I used more of the blue and the red together, so it made it more purpley, and then this one I really used a lot of the yellow and red and blue, and then I took the paper towel and kind of dabbed it off so it was more of a lighter color. So I'm gonna show you how to do it all. And we're gonna get dirty tonight. I had to wash dishes to just get my hands clean because I was covered in ink. And I kept washing my hands, it wouldn't come off. So finally I went and washed dishes, and the Dawn got it off. So it was a mess. So you might want to wear gloves if you do this. You don't have to, because I mean our ink does come off, but it doesn't come off with soap and water. Unless you wash your hands a lot. But it is fun. So I made a bunch of these today, and then I just made cards with a couple of them. I did not really do anything with the cards except put ribbon and words on them, because really I didn't want to cover up anything that I did, because that's the whole focal point of the card, is to show you the embossing technique. So you don't want to cover it up. And I didn't really do anything on the inside of the card either, because again, I just wanted to show the technique mainly. At first I wasn't even gonna make the cards, but then I'm like, no, I gotta make the cards. And I was just gonna show the technique, and that was it. But let me say hello to everybody. Hey, Sue. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And hey, Beth. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Gail. Hey, Julie. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Robin. Hey, oh, I already said Julie. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Karen. Now I'm getting all the same people again. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out who I haven't said hello to. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Terry. Hey, Anya. Hey, Therese. Hey, Minda. Hey, Tony. Hey, Dolores. Hey, Sarah. All right. I think I got, hey, Reba. Hey, Paula. All right. So I got, I think most everybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry, but I got to get started. I know you don't want to just sit here and chit chat all day. Just kidding. I know that's what you come here for. Not even to chit chat with me. You come here to chit chat with each other. Hey, Bill. Hey, Elizabeth. Hey, Laura. So, this is super fun. I really, really had a good time playing around with this, and I couldn't decide what to do today. So I said, I'm just going to do some kind of a technique and something with embossing folders. And I looked online and I saw a few different ways to do embossing folders, and most of them were like the same old thing, but I wanted to do a watercolor thing too. So I kind of combined like 3 or 4 different techniques into one thing. So that's what we are gonna do. So you do need some watercolor paper. If you don't have any, we do sell it. It's in the catalog, the main catalog. It's called Fluid 100 watercolor paper. I still have a ton of the old watercolor paper, so I did use a few sheets of that too. I actually only had 1 pack of this because when they discontinued the old kind, which was bigger sheets, man, I stocked up on that stuff. But I'm going to show you the technique with this one. They were basically the same. The old one we had was the same thing, except it was bigger sheets. So, and you need some embossing folders. You have to have the 3D ones. This was my favorite one that I used today, so we're definitely using this one. And I also got the leaf one, because this was carried over from the holiday mini. So if you have this one, it was carried over. So this one makes a really pretty one too. So I did this one with the leaf one, and you can see the leaves on there. And then this one was the what is it called? Twigs and Sprigs embossing folder. I really wish we had one that was a flower. And I looked in the catalog and I'm like, I can't believe we don't have one that's a flower anymore, because I thought we did still, but I didn't see it. So I looked through my embossing folders, and because you want one that's really going to pop, and then we're going to put white craft ink on top of it to make it pop even more. So you need some embossing folders and watercolor paper. You need some ink refills, and I'm using these 4 colors. So I've got Tahitian Tide, Starry Sky, Daffodil Delight, and Sweet Sorbet. Mainly picked these because they were sitting on my table. So I've just used these colors a lot recently, and they were sitting on the table, and I said, oh, I think that would go pretty well. But if you want to put a purple one in there, or pink, or whatever colors you want, I just happened to grab these. So that's what we're using. And you need a waterproof mat. So I'm going to take this away for just a few minutes. And you need, I have a silicone mat, and this is from Amazon. You need something bigger. So I would say at least this big or bigger. I'm going to put a scrap paper under there because I don't want to mess my stuff up. So a waterproof mat, and oh, I forgot to tell you about my card kit. Let's do that real quick. So this is the card kit from now till the end of the month. So if you place an order of $50 or more using the host code, and I'll put that back up in a minute. This is what we did on the last video. So if you missed the last video, these were the cards that we made. And I just love this technique. And it's a great way to use up your scraps. These were all 3/4 of an inch scraps from the Dainty Flowers paper, which is sold out now, I'm sorry to say. So hopefully you got yours while we still had it. But if you have scraps of any paper, you can do this technique, and you just need 5 strips of 3/4 of an inch to make these. Super easy technique we did last time. So you get the kit to make 3 of these. If your order is $50 or more and you use the host code, and if your order is $100 or more, you get this too, the champagne rhinestones. And also I've got my challenge going on this month to get to $700,000 in sales. So I'm about almost halfway there right now. I needed $6,000 this month in sales to get there, and I'm almost at 3,000. So a little bit behind because today's like the 18th, I think. So I've only got 10 days left. So I'm giving away a $100 gift certificate for every $1,000 in sales I get this month. So far that would be 3 almost. And if I get 6,000, I'll have 6 $100 gift certificates to give away to everybody that places a $100 order. You get entered to win. So right now you got a pretty good chance, because I've only gotten maybe, let me see, I think I've gotten about 15 people have ordered $100 or more, and all the rest of the orders are smaller than that. So right now you've got a pretty good chance of winning, like 1 in 5 almost. So all you have to do is place a $100 or more order on my website, and just go to stampingwithlisa.com and hit the shopping button. If your order is under 150, use the host code. If it's over 150, don't use the host code. So there we go. And don't forget, also it's celebration still, so you get free stuff for that. All right, so let's get our refills out, and you need some blocks. So I used blocks. So I've got just some clear blocks. Doesn't really matter what size, as long as they're, you know, about this size or bigger. All right, so what we're gonna do, oh, and you need some water. So I just have a little spray bottle with water. You can use the Stampin' Spritzer too. And I've got a couple little paint brushes. These are just, I don't know, they're not Dollar Tree, but they're, I think I got them on Amazon for pretty cheap. Here are some of the samples that I made today. So these are all dry and embossed. So not all of them are embossed, but there's one with that same embossing folder. This is one with the leaf one that I thought was really pretty. See how pretty that shows up? It's just, oh, gorgeous. Here's another leaf one. So these are the same half, the same piece. So I did 1 sheet at a time, and then I cut it in half to emboss it. So this was 1 sheet. I know it doesn't look the same because you're going to see what happens, and it changes the color. So this was what it looked like before. This is what it looks like after I do everything to it. So that was one. And then this was, let's see. I think this, yeah, this one was the other half of this one. So this was one sheet. I think it was that way, maybe. I don't remember. But this was one sheet. And so it started out looking like this and it finished looking like this. So it changes totally. So even if you don't like it, this is this one. So it looked like that before, and that's what it looks like after. So even if you think, oh, that's ugly, once you emboss it and put everything on it like I'm going to show you, it's going to be gorgeous. So I love it, love it, love it. All right, so that's what we're going to do. So you guys ready? Ready, ready? All right, first thing we're going to do is put our ink refills on. I'm going to scoot this over a little bit this way so I can put my ink over here. And I'm going to get this out of the way because I don't want to mess up anything, because sometimes the spray goes a little bit more than what you want it to do. So we're going to put a couple drops of ink on each block. Let me scoot that over just a little bit. So that was the Sweet Sorbet. This is Starry Sky. This one is Daffodil. And then this one is Tahitian Tide. All right, so we've got our ink on there. All right, then, oh, we need a piece of watercolor paper. That would help, huh? What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. We definitely need the piece of watercolor paper. Oh, let me read some comments before I start and get all messy. Hold on. All right, everybody's saying hello, hello, hello. Oh, Wisconsin is still snowing. It got cold today. We went from 75 to 45 today. And then the funny thing is, it's going to go back up tomorrow in the 50s, and then 60s, then 70s, and then 80 on, I think, Wednesday. It's supposed to be 80 degrees. Is that crazy or what? Oh, painted posies. Yes, I did have the painted posies, but I didn't like that because it's not solid. You want one that's got like solid images, and that painted posy was kind of open in the middle. Like the flowers were not solid, and I didn't want that. So you want one that it has solid flowers. Let's see. Australia, hey. Oh, Spice Girl's here on an almost dead phone. Miss you. See you Tuesday. Oh, she's not going to stay. Okay. Hey, Starla. How you doing? Hey, Sue. All right. So, can you use shimmery white instead of watercolor? I would not. You really need, this is going to get soaking wet. So, you need something that's, I think shimmery white would not be good because you need to really get the paper wet. All right. So, what you're going to do, and here's my trick I think I told you before. If you're wetting paper, watercolor paper, if you spritz underneath, it will not roll up. So it will stay on that sheet. Okay? So that's going to keep it down. So I'm going to spray it and get it really good and wet. The wetter, the better. All right, and I'm going to try and spray this without getting it on anything. I'm holding my hand. I don't want to spray. All right, here we go. Not too much of a mess. I don't want this overspray getting on stuff. Okay, so it already got a little bit on here. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the Tahitian Tide. So what I do is I just drip it and just put some ink all over the paper. And if you get a lot like that, just swish it out. It's okay. All right, so there you go. Now you can use a paintbrush. If you have a paintbrush, you could take your paintbrush and just dab it on there. But I decided this one is even easier to do this way. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing with the yellow. So just drop it on there. And if it's just not spreading enough, then take your spritzer of water and spray it some more. And if you think that's too dark anywhere, you can dab it with your paper towel. Make sure you got those handy. All right, I think I need more water on this one. There we go. All right, so we're gonna drip this one. The blue is really dark, so that's, you're gonna need to spray that. Okay. See how beautiful that is already? I'm making a mess. All right, now we got some red. Let me spray the red more. Okay. The more water it is, I think the better, because then it spreads better. Okay. Isn't that cool? I love it. Now, if you wanted more purple or blue or whatever color you want, you can always add more. So if you want some more like Tahitian tide in there, that's one of my favorite colors. We'll spritz this and put some more. So this paper is soaking wet. That's why I don't think the shimmery white would work very much. So there you go. If you want to swirl it around, if you want to lift it up and kind of swirl it, you can, but then you kind of might get some mucky stuff. So I don't know. Let me just dab a little bit of this off. It's soaking wet in there. Just a little bit. Okay. And then if you want to drag anything, but see, it gets mucked up if you do that. So I'm not going to do that. All right. So then you just need to let it dry a little bit. I think I need some more blue up in here. And I want to just tone down that red a little bit with some blue and make it a little bit more purpley. Okay, well, here we go. All right. All right, so then we're just gonna let that sit. You wanna cover the whole paper too. All right, so you're thinking, wow, that's a hot mess, isn't it? No, it's not. It looks great. I love it. All right, I should have brought my embossing gun to make it dry faster. I had the heater sitting next to me in my stamp room today, so I was sitting there with the heat on, and I just would hold it up and let it dry from the heater. So we're going to just try and dry it just a little bit so it's not sopping wet. I know I can't blow it dry, but we'll try. All right, so we're just going to let that sit there a minute and dry. I know it's not going to dry all the way, but I want to show you the next step, and it's supposed to be dry to do the next step. Well, at least this is my rule, because I just made this up. I just made this up today because I was just playing around, and I was like, first I was taking a paintbrush and dabbing it on, and I was like, it's getting all mucky. And then I started doing it like this, and I was like, oh, I like that better. So, see, and you can dab it. Now it's not really taking any color off. It's just drying it a little bit. Okay, so the colors are pretty much set now. We're just going to let it dry a little bit. And dry up your mess. Okay. All right, so I'm definitely not going to use any more red, so I'm going to dry that off and get that out of here. And I don't think I'm going to use, I don't know if I'm going to use the yellow. Let me see. The next thing I'm going to do is splatter. So look at my hands. All right, so when this is dry, all the way dry, and it's not dry, but we're going to pretend like it is because I'm not going to sit here and let it dry all the way. But what I'm going to do is take, you can use whatever color you want, but I really like the effect of the blue, the light blue, or the yellow. So I'm going to put a little bit more of the blue on here. And then I'm going to get it wet. And then I'm going to take my paintbrush and get some on my paintbrush. And then I'm going to splatter it on here. So that gives you another cool look on here too. All right, so there you go with some blue. All right, and then I'm going to wipe it off, and I'm going to do the same thing with the yellow. And I've got pretty much yellow here already, so I think I don't need to add any more. So we'll just put some more yellow. Ah, love it. So you can do whatever you want. Any colors you want, you can do it. It's just That's what it comes out to. So that's my bright kind of primary colors, but you could certainly do this with purples and pinks and blues. And I probably should have tried that just to see what it would look like, but all right. So we're going to set this aside to dry, and I'm going to clean this up because we don't need this anymore. So that's what you do. And I did like 4 of these all at once because while you have this out and you're making a mess, you might as well make a bunch of them. So that's what I did. And then I cut them all in half. So it makes, so each sheet that you make, you can cut in half and make 2 cards. So that's why I have a bunch. So we're done with that. But they all, every single one will come out totally different. I mean, look at these, how different they all came out. Every single one is totally different. And then once you do the next step, it's really going to be different. All right, so we're going to clean this off, put it away. So that step is done. All right, let me get my piece back here. All right, now I didn't bring my embossing machine, but you're going to get the idea what you do next. So I'm just going to take one that I've already done. So this one right here, we've already done it. So what you're going to do is take your embossing folder, and I'm going to use this one. Oh, I've already got one in here. So actually what we're going to do, you take it and you get a gray ink pad or whatever color you want, as long as it's kind of a neutral color and it's a little bit darker. You could probably use any of the grays, or maybe like, I don't know what it would come out with. I don't know if a brown color would work too much, but I did gray. So that's what we're doing. So probably basic gray would work too. So this one's already been done, but what you do is the side that has the Stampin' Up on it, that's the flat side. So you're going to be inking up the flat part. So this right here, you're just going to ink it up. If you have a brayer, that works great. I don't know where my brayer is, so I didn't get it. So you're just going to tap this all over the embossing folder. And that was Smoky Slate. I'm sure gray granite would also work really well. And then you're just going to put it down in here wherever you want. Just kind of center it wherever you want your flowers, or I don't think it'll fit the other way. And then you put this through your embossing folder, and when it comes out, it'll look like that. So that gray is going to go in. Track of time. Okay, sorry, am I back? I think I'm back. I was frozen for a minute, darn it. And I don't know where I got frozen. All right, am I back, you guys? Yes, I'm back. Looping, same thing over and over. Oh, there it goes again. Hold on, you're back and clear. Okay, good, good, good. All right, for mine is spinning on my computer for some reason. Let me refresh it. Okay. All right, there we go. Now I'm crooked. Okay. Just after applying the gray, oh my gosh, I got to go all the way back to that. Okay. So, if you dang. Okay, so we did the gray on here, and then we put it in the embossing folder, and it came out not like this. Let me get one of the other ones out. So it comes out like that. I think I've already done that one too. Let me see. Yep, all these are done already. Okay. Well, it comes out and it looks like this. So then what you're going to do is take the white craft pad and rub it across it. So you guys didn't see that part, right? Left at the gray folder. Okay. You froze at the embossing folder. Darn, that was the best part. Okay, so I'll do this one again. All right, so what you do is you take your white craft pad and you rub it across, and it makes the image pop. So there you go. Is that cool or what? That's my favorite part, and y'all missed it. And then I looked up at the screen, and I was like, I was going to see what y'all were saying, like, oh, that looks so cool. And then it was like, you're frozen, you're frozen, you're frozen. I was like, no, I can't believe it froze right at the best part. Okay, so that's what you do. So after you take it out of the embossing folder, it's got that gray down in the grooves now. So that makes it darker in the background. So you want to pop out the color with the white. So just very lightly go across and it'll only get your raised part. And then just let that dry for a minute. Then what you're going to do, you're going to take your shimmer spray, and this is one I made with the, what is this called? Champagne Mist. Now I'm all flustered. The Champagne Mist shimmer paint that we used to have. We don't have it anymore, but I have the link in the description box below the video. But it's sold out all the time. So I decided to order the one from Amazon. And the link for this one is also in the description box below. So this is the sparkle one. It comes in silver, frost, gold, and sparkle. The sparkle one is the one that I got. So I tried it today, and actually this one works really, really well. So let me get scrap paper and I'll show you. I'll do it on both of these. So just shake it up. Somebody said the gold one is like really, really too gold. So this gives you so much shimmer, it's not even funny. But it does take a few minutes to dry, so we're just gonna let it sit here for a minute. Can you guys see that shimmer? That is some sparkly stuff. Look. I love it. Love it. This one should show up. I love it. All right, so everybody's caught up with me now. So we did watercoloring on the blocks. We spritzed it with water, then put it all over the piece of watercolor paper. And then you tap the thing on here. You dab the color, tap it all over. And then you let it dry. So this is all dry. Not yet, almost dry. If you let it sit, it doesn't really take that. I mean, it's already like halfway dry. So once it's totally dry, then you put it with the gray ink on the embossing folder. Then put it through the embossing machine. When it comes out, you're going to do your white craft pad over the top to make that pop. Then put that shimmer spray. And oh my gosh, this shimmer spray, I think from Amazon, is even better than the one that I make myself. Whoops, that's not it. This one right here. So it's sheer shimmer craft spray. And it's on Amazon. It's $7, and it's the link is below the video. It'll probably sell out today. So, what embossing folder did I use? It's called Sprigs and Twigs, I think. Hold on, let me look. I have it right here. Twigs and Sprigs. Twigs and Sprigs. It comes with the, this is like one of those double ones. It comes with the dies too. So you get the embossing folder and the dies together. See, it's like one of those seashell ones where you can kind of cut and emboss at the same time. We have a few of those now, I think. So they're pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna let this sit and dry for just a minute and then do the rest of the card. So I think we're done with the, no, we're not done with scrap paper. We're gonna let that sit for just a minute. So yeah, it's pretty dry. Okay, so now the one that I did ahead of time was this one. And you can see the sparkle on that one too. Oh, love it. See the difference in the colors? Every single one comes out totally different. It just depends on, like this one has more Tahitian tide in it and blues and just a little bit of red. This one had a lot of the red and the dark blue. And this one had a lot mixed together. That's another thing you can do if you want. If you want to just take like a dot of the red and a dot of the blue, mix it up and make purple to begin with, you could do that too. I didn't try that, but this is the one that I did with the brushes. I think that's why it came out more muted too, because it swirled together more. So you could just play around. It's really fun to play around. You get messy, but that's okay. All right, so here are two that you can save for later, or I'll save for later. All right, so what we're gonna do is this one. So I've got, let me get this out of the way for a minute. This is like the one that I did here. So we're gonna be doing this. This is the other half of this one. All right, so we've got 5.5 by 8.5 white. Oh, let me read the comments too. That's what I was going to go do. And then I realized it was buffering. So let me go back and see. I'm glad y'all stuck around though. I wish I had somebody that could like notify me, but I have my phone on Do Not Disturb, so nobody can even call me. Use shampoo to wash your hands. Yeah, a lot of times I use shampoo, but I had already taken a shower today, so I didn't need shampoo. But I guess you could just put it in your hand and wash it, huh? Yes, gray on the embossing folder, and it's on the side that has the Stampin' Up! Logo. So the side that has the logo is the side you put the ink on. And then after you emboss it, you put the white on the raised parts. Did I like this better than the homemade? You know, they're similar, but I think this one actually has more sparkle to it. It does take longer to dry because I don't think there's, I don't know if it's alcohol. And the one I make has alcohol, and this one, it doesn't even say what the ingredients are, but this one does take a little bit longer to dry, and so you got to be careful with it. But it's gorgeous. But you can really see the sparkle with this one. So, yeah, it's a hybrid embossing folder, Melanie. I'm going to try that when I get home. Yes. The muted one is my favorite. So if you want the more muted look, then I would probably run your colors together more and dab it with the paper towel. Don't use so much red because that's what I did. Or just use purples and pinks. Like I would say if you use Fresh Freesia, Highland Heather, maybe Mint Macaron. But I was running the colors all together. And it got a little bit muddy, but that's okay. And this one I sprinkled with the Starry Sky. So it came out, oh, just love it. Love it. All right, so 5.5 by 8.5 white. Then I've got Fresh Freesia, 5 1/4 by 4. The Highland Heather, 4 3/4 by 3.5. The watercolor paper I cut down to 4.5 by 3 1/4. And then this is just for my words. It's just 3/4 of an inch wide, and then however long you want it to do your words. Or if you have bigger words, you could do a fatter piece, but this is just for my words there. So that's what you need. Oops, I'm really crooked. Holy cow, am I crooked? Let me see. Let me scoot that down a little bit. Okay, hopefully that's straight. Okay, like those colors, love the lighter ones. Oh, my bathroom. Yeah, he just left a few minutes ago. So it was supposed to be finished today, but there's 2 guys doing it, and one of the guys was sick. So it was the one guy by himself. It was supposed to be done today. So now they've got to come back tomorrow. So, but it's almost finished. It's got, the shower's totally finished. The floor is finished. The sink, the vanity's finished. The fan, like the ceiling fan and everything is done. What else? The toilet's got to still be put together, hooked up. It's sitting there, but it's just not hooked up because they're missing something. And they got to put the medicine cabinet mirror thing in, and then the little shelf, and finish painting, and that's it. So they're almost done. So tomorrow, definitely for sure, it will be done. Distressed gold is back in stock. Okay, good. That's the paper I'm showing. Is it blurry on my end? No, right now it is perfectly clear. Thank goodness. Sorry about the buffering earlier. Okay. All right, so I think we got everybody. Everybody got a screenshot, hopefully. So this one is for this card in particular. So you can do this size paper with every single one. You just change the color of paper. So like for mine, for this one had much more blue in it and pink. So I used the Starry Sky. No, I didn't. Wait a minute. Did I use Starry Sky? I think, yeah, that is Starry Sky. Starry Sky and polished pink for this one. And then for this one, it had so much red and blue. I used, oh, wait a minute. That's Starry Sky. So this is Orchid Oasis. So I used Orchid Oasis and polished pink. That's Starry Sky. And then just white background. So just different colors. So what I did was I took the finished one And I put it over all my paper. I have all my paper like lined up in a big filing cabinet drawer. And I just kind of put it up to each color that I thought was close and then picked that for the background. So that was it. All right, so not much stamping in here. Only thing you have to stamp is your word. So I've got thanks, thank you for everything. And that's going to be in Starry Sky. So I'm just going to stamp that. And this one always stamps crooked, so I probably got to do it twice. I don't know why. Maybe the sticker's on crooked or something. But I think I'm going to stamp it over a little bit so I can put my bow on the other side. Hopefully it's straight. Nope, totally crooked. All right, so I gotta flip it over. Good thing our paper has two sides to it. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so then I'm just gonna rip off the edge. And then I'm gonna do my favorite little thing, which is just dab the paper in the ink pad to get that edge on there. All the way around. All right, so there you go. Nice hands that I have here. I think I need a little bit more on the bottom. Okay. Oh, and a lot of you guys have been sending me jokes. I have so many jokes. I might have to tell 2 tonight. I think you're going to be laughing your head off. Have watched for a long time. Love your work, Lisa. The camaraderie of your followers is priceless. Oh, thank you so much, Catherine. Finally added shimmer spray to the cards. Ladies, give yourself the gift of this technique. Yes, shimmer spray is my favorite thing. I love it, love it, love it. That's why I am a shimmerette, and so are you guys. Have the sheer, but ordered the rose gold. I have not tried the gold one, but somebody ordered it and said it was just like too gold, but you know, I guess if you like that, you could. Love to use this technique to color the edges quicker than sponging. Thanks, Stephanie. Okay. All right, so all we have to do is glue this together. So we're going to glue this one to this one. And I'm going to use my green glue. Anytime you have embossing, you want to use a really strong glue because it will come off really easy. Oops, I just got glue on my finger. Sticky fingers. So I was a bad girl yesterday. So I went and got my massage, which I love. And then the massage place is right next to Nothing Bundt Cake. So I went there and their bundt cakes went up 50 cents. So I was like, they rang me up and I had my money ready to go. And I said, what? I said, y'all went up on your prices? He's like, yeah, sorry. I said, well, everybody else is going up on prices. So I guess you guys have to too. All right, so this piece, I don't know if you can see what I did. I crumpled it up. And I know some of you are cringing. Don't crumble it up. But I love it. I love that distressed look. It's much easier if you spritz it than just crumble it up. I want that distressed look. The recipe for the shimmer spray is just shimmer spray, this stuff, and alcohol, 70% alcohol. You fill up your bottle with the 70% alcohol almost all the way. Then you pour in a little bit of this, shake it up, and test it. See if you like it. If you don't like it, add some more. Oh, let's see. Starla got the gray one. She got sparkles. I love sparkles in play. Starla, you got the silver one? I don't know. I just ordered the frost one to see what that one looks like. So your paper, it actually feels almost like cotton. Once you if you wet it just a little bit and start crumbling it, it feels like fabric instead of paper. So if you rip it or anything, that's okay. Don't worry about it. All right, so we're gonna glue this down, and this is for some reason really hard to glue. Oh, you know what? I gotta do something else. Hold on. I am going to sponge that. So I've got my Starry Sky already on here a little bit. I don't want too much. So I might need to add some though because I'd already used it. So I'm just going to sponge the edges because that's the only part that it's going to show. But I wanted to just put a little bit of color on that around the edge. Love it. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we're gonna glue that down on there. Okay. Put a lot of glue because you want it to stick. And for some reason it shrinks a little bit, just like when you wash your clothes and they shrink. When you wet it and crumble it, it shrinks a little bit. So you gotta stretch it back out. And then you're just gonna have to hold it a minute. So, so anyway, I was telling you my story. So I went to get my massage, went to Nothing Bundt Cakes, got bundt cake. That white chocolate raspberry is to die for. I love it, love it, love it. Yeah, 70% alcohol. 40% alcohol. No, I don't even know if they make 40% alcohol. I think 50 is the lowest I've ever seen, but 70 is the best one to use to not clog it up. So then I was gonna go to Sam's and get chicken and some other stuff, but it was torrential raining, like torrential raining. And I had to go to work, so I didn't really want to get like soaked, you know. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna skip that. But I had already ordered groceries at Kroger, so I had to go pick those up. And normally I get out of my car and I double check everything when they're putting it in the car. Well, it was still torrential raining, so I sat in the car and I was not getting out. So the guy comes out in his like rain suit, and I opened the back of the car for him, and there was only one thing that was not supposed to be available, and everything else was supposed to be in there. Well, I had ordered some ice cream, so I get home and all the ice cream is not there. And I thought it was weird when he put the bags in, because I had ordered like $65 worth of stuff and it was only three bags. And I thought, well, that's weird, because there should have been one bag just for ice cream, because they always put that like in a separate thing. And I get home and the bag with the ice cream is not in the car. I was so mad. So I wasn't going to go all the way back because I had to go to work, but you know, you can get a refund for it. But I was so upset. I'm like, of all the things to not be in my groceries was the ice cream. And that's the whole reason I went to Kroger's, was to get the ice cream. So I picked out ice cream and then added some more stuff on there, so it'd be like free pickup. All right, so it's on there pretty good, I think. Then we're going to put dimensionals on the back of these. So let me get some dimensionals. Doesn't that just make you so mad? That's the right side. I hate it when you get groceries. And that's happened to me even going in the store too. But normally with Kroger, they're pretty good. I've never really had stuff missing like that. But it's probably some kind of sign, you know, don't eat ice cream because you don't need it. Because you should be on a diet. All right, so this one's going to go on top. And I was really craving that ice cream too. But I did eat my Nothing Bundt Cake. And it was so good. All right, so this one we're going to put on, let's put it this way. And I'm going to put it up just a little bit higher than center. All right, and then this one, I want to put a little bow on the left. I'm going to put it like right here. All right, then we're going to make a bow. So my favorite stuff to make a bow out of is the linen thread and the white seam binding ribbon. I just think it makes a really pretty dainty bow. So you just grab one of each, and I leave it on the roll so you don't waste it. Make a little loop, and then just like you're tying your shoes, wrap it around, put it through, pull it, and then just hold your knot in the middle as you pull this to the center. There you go. There you go. Gorgeous. I just got ink on my ribbon because I have ink on my fingers. All right. There we go. Gorgeous. Love it. Okay. And then we're just going to trim that down just a little bit. Oh, I got a lot of ink on my ribbon. I guess when I was sliding it, it kind of got on there a little bit. Just blue. All right, I should have brought a wipe or something. Okay, so then we're going to put this on with the glue dot. And if you want to add more shimmer, I should have done that before I put this on here. Put that right on the side right there. And let's put a little bit more shimmer. You can never have enough, right? Let's put some more. I kind of like this one from Amazon. It doesn't squirt too straight though. I think it's almost a little clogged or something. Kind of goes a little wonky. All right, so there you go. So we've got that one. Here's the original one. And then here's the other two that we made. So if you missed the beginning, go back and watch the beginning. It did buffer a little bit in the middle, but I did go back over what we missed. And I've got, let me do 2 jokes for you tonight. You ready? Let me go find one. Hold on. I've got them. Oh, let me read the comments real quick. We can always have ice cream. Yes. What used whatever was in the shimmer spray from Stampin' Up in her spray bottle. It was this stuff, the Champagne Mist shimmer paint that we used to have. But we don't sell it anymore. So you can order it. The link's below the video. There's a couple places that sell it, but they're sold out a lot. So how are you finding the shots you started getting? Well, so far I've gotten 4 and it really has not worked. So I'm not promoting that as of yet. They start you off with a really small dose, then each time you get an increase of a dose. And I got my 4th shot and I still haven't really noticed a difference. It hasn't done anything yet. So I'm kind of upset because I know other people who are doing it and have lost weight, but for me, it has not curbed my appetite. It has not done anything. So I meet with the doctor next week and maybe they'll increase the dose or something, but I don't know. Or I might try something else. I don't know. But that's it. All right, so let me read you a joke. Okay, this one's really funny. All right, there's a factory in northern Minnesota which makes the Tickle Me Elmo toys. The toy laughs when you tickle it under the arms. I'm sure all of you guys have seen Tickle Me Elmo. It's an older toy. I think it's still around though. Well, Lena, that's probably an old joke. Well, Lena was hired at the Tickle Me Elmo factory, and she reports for her first day promptly at 8 o'clock. The next day at 8:45 a.m., there's a knock at the personnel manager's door. The foreman throws open the door and begins to rant about the new employee. He complains that she's incredibly slow and the whole line's backing up, putting the entire production line behind schedule. The personnel manager decides he should see this for himself. So the 2 men march down to the factory floor. When they get there, the line is so backed up that there are Tickle Me Elmos all over the floor, and they're already piling up. So at the end of the line stands Lena, surrounded by mountains of Tickle Me Elmos. She has a roll of plush red fabric and a huge bag of small marbles. The 2 men watch in amazement as she cuts a little piece of fabric, wraps it around 2 marbles, and begins to carefully sew the little package between Elmo's legs. The personnel manager burst into laughter. After several minutes of hysterics, he pulls himself together and approaches Lena. "I'm sorry," he says to her, barely able to keep a straight face, "but I think you misunderstood the instructions I gave you yesterday. Your job is to give Elmo 2 testicles." I thought that was a good one. All right, I'm going to do another one for you. Let me find a short one. Let's see. I got a bunch of good ones on here. Hold on. I got to find the other one. I stopped printing them out because it was taking up too much ink and paper in my printer. Okay, where did that one go? I should have had the other one ready too. I had a really good short one somewhere. Hold on. Here we go. Oh no, that one's long too. Okay, here's a good one. All right, Clifford and Daisy May were married for many years. Whenever there was a confrontation, yelling could be heard deep into the night. Clifford would shout, "When I die, I'll dig my way up and out of the grave and come back and haunt you for the rest of your life, old woman." Neighbors feared him. Old Clifford liked the fact that he was feared. He died at the ripe old age of 98. After the burial, Daisy May's neighbors, concerned for her safety, asked, "Aren't you afraid that he may indeed be able to dig his way out of the grave and haunt you the rest of your life?" She replied, "Let him dig. I had him buried upside down, and I know he won't ask for directions." That was cute. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed those jokes. And let's see. Let me read the last of the comments real quick. You guys like that one? I love the jokes. I know. If you ever forget the jokes, all you gotta do is go to the end of the video and watch them again. Anytime you need a good laugh. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed these videos, these cards, and that you'll try this technique for yourself because it's really fun. And it is a little messy though. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and thanks for joining me. Don't forget to give me a like, thumbs up, share, comment, all that good stuff. And if you want to place an order, there you go. Link to my website and the host code for the rest of the month. And don't forget, lots of free stuff, and you get entered into the drawing if your order's over $100. So I will see you back on Tuesday for another fun video. And if you have something special you want to see, or you find something really cool, send it to me and I will try and do it for you. All right, have a good night. Take care, everybody. Bye.